You can make a huge positive impact on members of our military by sending them something from Hero Care Packages. Save 10% right now at tjritchie.com/deals with the code TJ. Let them know how much we appreciate them with Hero Care Packages.
News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT proudly presents America's coolest conservative. Well, proudly could be stretching it a bit. Welcome to the TJ Ritchie Show.
Well, we got a lot to do and a short time to get it all done. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate you. Go ahead and light it up if you want to on 704-570-1110. That is the phone number if you want to talk or if you want to text. Compliments of the WBT text line, driven by Liberty Buick GMC. All right, let's get right off up into it, as they say. I got to be honest, I'm sick of hearing the libs, the left, and their constant cry that we all need to work on things. We all need to do da-da-da-da-da-da. No, we don't. And I'm also sick of hearing Republicans say the same damn thing. No, we don't all need to get right. We don't all need to stop the rhetoric and the hate and the. All of that is on the leftists. So stop trying to appease them if you're a Republican. Stop being stop being a Republican. That's what you need to stop doing. Stop being just a regular old Republican is what has gotten us in the situation we are in, with the left completely dominating the culture. All right? We don't need traditional Republicans and we're above it all. We're just, give me a break. The insanity is on the left. The violence is on the left. The Marxism, communism, it is all on the Democrat side, and they are responsible for the rot in our culture. Just that simple. So I'm really tired of it. I'm tired of this whole we all need to check ourselves and blah, blah, blah. No, we don't. No, we don't. Charlie Kirk didn't say anything that he needed to check himself over. Charlie Kirk didn't say anything that he needed to apologize for or that caused any of these lunatics to act the way that they've acted. No. See, and that's what I always talk about bipartisan. You know, what's his name? Mitch McConnell, Senator Kentucky. Mitch McConnell always wanted bipartisan, and a bipartisan bill and a bipartisan Congress, a bipartisan. No, we don't need bipartisan. We need the left to be defeated. This is what it reminds me of. Oh, we all need to meet. And how are you going to meet a radical halfway? You going to tell me that? How you meet a radical half? You meet them and give them half their radical agenda? No. No. You don't do that. Now, here's the thing. All of these people whining and crying because they got fired from their job, because they went on the social medias and celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. Oh, why? You know, they're crying and wailing and all of that. And then again, we have people on our side, the Republicans, are saying, we're doing cancel culture ourselves now. The thing that we've always been against, we're now practicing cancel culture. Shut up. Let me ask you something. If you own a business and you see that somebody is wicked enough to jump on social media and broadcast to the world that they're glad that an innocent person was murdered, assassinated in front of 2,000 college students, are you going to want that person working for you if you run a regular business? I run a business, and if that happened, I would say no. And you see, here's the thing. It's one thing for you to have your opinions and for you to not be sad that somebody who you feel is completely against who you are as a person. It's one thing to not be sad about it, but it's the idea that you have to go into the public square for the world to see and draw attention to yourself. And it's that you feel so strongly about it that you got to get out there and declare, I am so important. Look how special I feel because I am now on social media bragging about how tough I am. How tough I am because I'm glad he's dead. And then I'm going to say, I hope his family gets, and then I'm going to say, and blah, 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 blah. That's a special kind of crazy. You psycho, you. Again, thinking it, maybe saying it to the people that are like-minded, that you're close to or whatever is one thing. I don't agree with it. I think it's sick, as it were. But to take that extra step and then go brag about it on social media, it tells just what kind of lunatic you are. And the type of lunatic that a good business person would not want representing their business. I wouldn't want to deal with some psycho that felt the need to go brag about that. And again, what is the majority? What are the people who are doing this that you see the most of? Women, right? Yeah, they're women. They're tough talking women. Glad it happened. Going through they look like a bunch of rejects from the theater club in high school. They're trying to do their wicked little laughs on TikTok, and they're playing these roles of I'm glad. Yeah. And all it is they're just, they're so emotional, and these women think that anytime they have an emotion or a thought, they've got to express it to as many people as they can. That's why when a woman gets upset in public, 9 times out of 10, she's going to let it be known. That's why when a woman gets upset at the family gathering, she's most of the time going to let it be known. So when you take a woman who's completely psycho and you feel like you're going to give her she can get a little bit of attention on social media, then of course she's going to get on there and act like she's the lead in the high school play, or she's going to act like some of these psycho criminals that she watches in all these crime documentaries and everything. Ooh, I'm going to pretend to be a psycho. That's so fun. You're children. You act like children, and you need to be dealt with like a child. So you lose your job, you get sent into the corner. That's it. Now, there are a lot of other people who are showing their ignorance as usual, because that's what leftists do. They show just how stupid they are. And they're very stupid. The Hollywood people, last night was the Emmy Awards show, and first of all, nobody watches those award shows anymore. People are sick to death of celebrities and their platforms and all this crap. Nobody cares about these derelicts. Nobody cares about these losers. They just make fools of themselves, and that's what they did again last night. At least one of them that I actually like her show. And I've waded through a lot of liberalism in this show because I thought, okay, well, I get it. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that. But this is good. This is funny. But no more. So we'll get into all of that. And one of the dumbest people to ever hold a job in media, and I mean really dumb. I mean like the type of dumb that you just wonder how he makes it through life without accidentally sticking a fork into the side of his head while he's trying to hit his mouth. I mean, just a Neanderthal idiot. So we're going to focus on him too. And I hope somebody tells him I said it. Please tell him I said it. So we'll get to that. By the way, his name's Don Lemon. Don Lemon. Jerk face. All right, so we'll get into all of that and a whole lot more. Like I said, we got a ton of stuff to jam into this 1 hour, and we're going to get it done. We'll get it done. Just hang on. We got more coming up next. You can make a huge positive impact on members of our military by sending them something from Hero Care Packages. Save 10% right now at tjritchie.com/deals with the code TJ. Let them know how much we appreciate them with Hero Care Packages. Hey, it's TJ, and yes, it is going strong. The TJ Ritchie Show. It's my new political podcast on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT, and you need to sign up and get all the inside scoop on everything and get the special little perks by being a member of the Ritchie gang. Be a gangster. Just go to tjritchie.com and sign up today.
Identifying liberalism and mocking it relentlessly. This is the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
All right, I'm telling you, these people on the left they've seriously lost it. Now, as far as the media and the leftist politicians, they're trying to act like it's all rhetoric from Trump and all of this stuff. They have nowhere to go with this. Everybody with a brain knows that all of the chaos and violence and everything political on the political side is the side of the leftists, Democrats, communists, Marxists. They're all just one big glob of crap. They're all over there together and they all stink. Disgusting. So here's what I was talking about these women not being able to control themselves, where they've got something to say and they think that it's smart and they think that it's hard hitting and they think that it's going to get them some attention and they think that it's going to get them a bunch of you go girls and, oh my God, you are such a bitch. I didn't say the full word, but you know what I mean. You know, a lot of times when a woman likes being called that, when she gets all sassy and she calls her, I know I'm such a bitch. And then if another woman calls, girl, you are such a bitch, and then they laugh about it, stay away from that woman. She's no good. She's no good. Any woman that thinks that she's a bad because she's bragging about being a B, you don't want to be around her. So here's one of them. And it doesn't matter how smart they supposedly are. They just can't control themselves on the left. These women on the left, these liberal women. And I'm telling you, liberal women are a huge part of the downfall of this. I mean, we would be so much better off in this country without liberal women being liberal women if they would just be normal. But they cause the most problems, liberal women do, for normal people like the rest of us. So this is a doctor. Now, the headline reads, University of Miami fires neurologist for unacceptable post about Charlie Kirk assassination. That's in Breitbart, okay? And I thought, oh, my God, look at this. But I knew before I even scrolled down the rest of the story that it was going to be a woman doctor. Turns out Dr. Michelle Bravo. Her post compared Kirk's killing to the deaths of countless Palestinian babies, children, girls, boys, women, and men. And then she quoted Malcolm X saying, the chickens have come home to roost. It quickly became viral and garnered more than 1 million views and a significant amount of backlash. And she has been excrement canned, as she should be. Would you want that doctor working on you? Would you want that doctor teaching other medical students? I don't. If she's that easily set off to where she can't control herself. She can't control, well, in this case, her mouth. You know, you would say, you know, if she's just spouting off at the mouth, but she's doing it on social media. Would you want that and the same thing as if it's a guy, if it's a man doctor and he's spouting off, can't control his emotions either. Just who's got to be out talking crap about somebody. No, you don't want that type of person being a doctor. You want a person who's a even temperament, somebody who is rational and all, because this is irrational. This is an irrational woman spouting off like this. So she has been excrement canned. Now, let's quickly give you my point here on Don Lemon. Don Lemon was at CNN. He got canned. Now he's doing some. I don't know. He won a lawsuit against them. I'm not sure what he did, but he is a lowlife, and he's not just a lowlife leftist. He's also a very stupid man. Very stupid man. Remember years ago, Don Lemon was interviewing an aviation expert about the disappearance of the Malaysian Airlines plane, Flight 370. You remember that? You remember what Don Lemon got famous for around that time? Is because he asked the aviation expert if the plane could have disappeared into a black hole. Yeah. He said that's what people are saying. I know it's preposterous, but is it preposterous? In other words, he said, I know it couldn't have been sucked into a black hole, but did it get sucked into a black hole? So we're talking about a very, very, as the president would say, low IQ individual is Don Lemon. I don't know whether I don't know whether they've shot the Botox all the way into his brain. I mean, his face looks like he's had, he takes a Botox shower every day is what it looks like. And he's got the hair dye, or either he's just the most amazing man in the world and he's never had a gray hair, or a wrinkle or a blemish. Let me see. How old is Don Lemon? Don Lemon. And I believe he was educated in my home state of Louisiana. Don Lemon, age. How old is he? He is 59 years old and not a wrinkle in his face, not a gray hair. He is a pretty, pretty man. How amazing. So, yeah, some of the Botox may be just injected into his brain. They went all the way through his skin, all the way through his skull, which, hey, if people getting Botox, I don't mind. Hey, look, I'm as insecure a person as there can be. And I think if you want to do something to make yourself look better, have at it. But when you do things as stupidly as Don Lemon does, and when you do so many stupid things, people are going to question whether or not you've had too much done to your ridiculous, so ignorant face and brain. All right, so we got this clip of Don Lemon. We don't have time to get to it now because I was wasting all that time talking about how ridiculous his dead brain must be. So we'll get to that. I promise we'll get to it in the next segment. So hang on, it's coming up next. Hey, it's TJ, and yes, my new political show is on. It's every weeknight from 7 until 9 on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. So go ahead and add TJ Ritchie to your home screen on the phone and download the WBT app.
Late, live, and local. It's the TJ Ritchie Show on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
Ooh, man. Ramming, jamming, slamming, on the air, everywhere. It is the Green-Eyed Patriot. Man. So, I got to slow down for a second because there's something really funny happening. There is a person, I assume it's a person. They have a phone number and they text into the studio. And, so it's I don't know. I'm going to say this one is a he. All right. So I'm going to say he, always texts, negative things and whatnot. And I laugh because the person's obviously an intellectual lightweight. And then I look at some of the, like I go through the whole thread of this person's texts into the studio here. And it seems that he has a problem with me. And then he also complains to Pete Callender all the time. And we're the only ones that he complains to. So I got a feeling then, well, not a feeling. I'm just going to tell you that makes me feel good. If he's putting me and Pete Callender or Pete Callender and me in the same light, then that's a compliment to me because Pete Callender is great. He's awesome. He's hitting on all cylinders. Boom, boom, boom. Weekdays, noon to 3 on WBT. That's Pete Callender's show. So we got that. Now, here's a clip from Don Lemon. And Don Lemon does this thing now where he walks around on the streets and he tries to be, you know, Mr. Man about town. And he grabs people and he asks them questions about the subject of the day, you know. And so he stops this couple. It's just a normal, everyday couple walking down the side of the sidewalk. And he's asking them what they think about Charlie Kirk's death. Okay. And it's a black couple, look to be about mid 40s, maybe a little older. The guy looks a little bit older, but he may have just been living harder than the woman. I don't know. So this is Don Lemon. Listen.
All right, man. Good to see you. Good to see you.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you. What do you think would happen to Charlie Kirk?
It's just messed up. Totally messed up. You know that was messed up. Like, nobody deserved that. He definitely didn't deserve that. He was a good guy.
You think he was a good guy?
I think he was.
You
Only
think?
Kirk you
Good
recognize
morals.
is Captain Kirk.
The what?
The only Kirk you recognize is Captain Kirk. I don't know Charlie Kirk. I don't know who
You
that
don't
is.
know who it is?
I don't know that.
I know
clown?
who it was. Like,
I only know about him when
all of us have flaws. I can't really tell you what to believe in or how to feel. Like, everybody's having a human experience. Like, why knock him for having this human experience or what he believe in?
Even though even though he says things that are anti-women, black, all that.
I can't judge him for that.
You can't.
I can't judge him for that. But I can use judgment. He didn't deserve that.
Right. As a human being.
Yeah.
You are very spiritual.
You know, yeah. I can't go left. I can't go left with that.
All right. So you hear him? Charlie Kirk never said anything anti-woman or anti-black. Never. Now, maybe in the ignorant, brain dead head of Don Lemon, he did. I don't even know that Charlie Kirk has ever been documented commenting on the accusation that was made against Don Lemon for sexually accosting a guy in a bar one time not long ago. I don't even think Charlie Kirk mentioned that. He never even talked about that. Let's see. Don Lemon accused of accosting a man in a bar. Yeah. Former CNN host Don Lemon was accused in 2019 lawsuit of sexually assaulting a male bartender named Dustin Heiss at a bar in Sag Harbor, New York. He later dropped the lawsuit and recanted his allegations, stating his memory of the event was flawed. Okay, so you see, Don Lemon was accused. The guy dropped the lawsuit because his memory was, quote unquote, flawed, of how he recalled Don Lemon. He said Don Lemon stuck his hand down his own shorts and then put his hand up in the guy's face and said vulgar things to him. That's the way his memory had it in the beginning. But then he said that his memory was flawed. So Don Lemon was cleared of that whole thing. But my point is that before he got cleared of the whole thing, I don't remember Charlie Kirk even talking about that. So why is Don Lemon just trying to stir up somebody who obviously wasn't, didn't hold any animus toward Charlie Kirk? Why was he trying to start something? You know why? Because he's a punk. That's why. He's a little punk. little troublemaker. Now, Charlie Kirk never said anything about he never said anything anti-women, anti-black women, or he may have said things, his view of what in his Christian beliefs women should be and men should be, and so forth and so on. But I don't know where Don Lemon is getting that. Oh, and here's another little punk, is an old punk, Stephen King. Stephen King, his movie, The Long Walk, flopped at the box office over the weekend. And then the star of it was that Mark Hamill or whatever, whoever it is. Is Mark Hamill the skater or is he the Luke Skywalker? But either way, it's the Luke Skywalker guy. He's a little punk too. And the movie flopped at the box office. So I saw a video that Stephen King made of himself walking along, talking to the camera. And I'm not kidding you. He looks like he came out of one of his books or his movies. He looks like he's been dead for 3 or 4 years. Stephen King does. Wow. It's crazy. It is crazy. So there he is, Don Lemon, trying to stir up things, lying about Charlie Kirk, lying about, I mean, they all of them. They're just so, well, like I was saying the other night, they're all radicalized. Everybody that's in any type of position of being in the public or being in politics on the left is radicalized. There may be a few here or there, you know, that John Fetterman, he's okay at times, but I don't understand any Democrat politician that isn't radicalized that would now want to stay and identify as one of the Democrats. That's what I don't understand. Why, knowing what you know, that the Democrats are out of control, why would you, if you have common sense and you have decency, why would you want to stay in a party that is run by and that has that, you know, basically that's what people think of them now. Your average person thinks of the Democrat Party as being radical, hateful, violent, deranged lunatics. Why would a normal person want to continue being associated with that? I don't know. I mean, as you know, I am a super duper quadruple intelligent person. I am the biggest intellect on all of radio, and even I can't figure that out. That one was for you, whoever you are, Mr. Low IQ person that only comments on mine and Pete Callender's show. I'm so smart. Just kidding with you. I'm glad you're listening. Even if you are mean, I'm glad you're listening. All right, hang on. We got more coming up next. You can make a huge positive impact on members of our military by sending them something from Hero Care Packages. Save 10% right now at tjritchie.com/deals with the code TJ. Let them know how much we appreciate them with Hero Care Packages.
Have I ever mentioned to you guys how I'm not really good in emergency situations? Well, Prep Starts Now is a company that helps you and your family prep for emergency situations like hurricanes, flooding, car emergencies, fires, anything you can think of, they are here to help you. I just recently purchased a backpack that has an emergency kit for your car, and I feel a lot safer, to be honest. So go to tjritchie.com/deals, promo code TJ for 15% off.
He's radio royalty in the Carolinas and Queen Charlotte's sweetest prince. It's TJ Ritchie on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to keep you updated on things like this because in America we have a choice. We have a choice as to the businesses that we want to support and the businesses that we don't want to support. I know it's a little bit more difficult when the businesses about which we are speaking are sports teams. But I'm just throwing this out there. You make the decision as you see fit. Yesterday around the NFL, there were a lot of teams who did a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Now listen, it's not just Charlie Kirk and the things that he stood for about this. This is the biggest political assassination. This is the most shocking and biggest political assassination that we've had in a long time. So, 5 NFL teams declined to honor a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk yesterday. The Ravens, which the Ravens participated in what was called a National Day of Mourning in June of 2020 for George Floyd. The Bengals locked arms in solidarity against supposed racial injustice, but didn't do anything for Charlie Kirk. The Lions, they released a statement honoring George Floyd and had multiple events in his name. No Charlie Kirk. The Colts also made statements, donated money, and held events in honor of George Floyd. No Charlie Kirk. The Vikings created scholarships in Floyd's name, invited Floyd's family to opening day, and multiple Vikings players had team-sponsored visits to the George Floyd Memorial. None of those teams did anything, not even a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Now, the attitude that I have and the attitude that I think we should all, as freedom-loving Americans, have when it comes to getting a handle on this type of violence coming from the left can be summed up in Vice President J.D. Vance's attitude when talking about Charlie Kirk. Now, we have about a 2.5 minute clip, and I know we usually don't play clips that are that long, but you need to hear all of this. So while we still have the time before we run out of time in this segment, which would be running out of time in the show, let's go ahead and fire that up, Isaac.
After Charlie died, one of his friends and one of our senior White House staffers had left-leaning operatives in his neighborhood passing out leaflets telling people what he looked like and where he lived, encouraging neighbors to harass him or, God forbid, to do worse. While he was mourning his dead friend, he and his wife had to worry about the political terrorists drawing a big target on the home he shares with his young children. Are these people violent? I hope not. But are they guilty of encouraging violence? You damn well better believe it. We can thank God that most Democrats don't share these attitudes, and I do, while acknowledging that something has gone very wrong with a lunatic fringe, a minority, but a growing and powerful minority on the far left. There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree. Did you know that the George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation, the groups who funded that disgusting article, justifying Charlie's death, do you know they benefit from generous tax treatment? They are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years. I'm desperate for our country to be united in condemnation of the actions and the ideas that killed my friend. I want it so badly that I will tell you a difficult truth. We can only have it with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable, and when we work to dismantle the institutions that promote violence and terrorism in our own country.
You see, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the show. How are you going to unite with people who are so radicalized, who are so mean, who are so cruel? What do? Do you say, let's unite and I'll give in some and you give some and then we'll meet in the middle? How are you going to meet in the middle of somebody who believes that type of political violence is justified? You can't. You can't. We can't. Now, there are two different types of people who condone the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Those are the ones who are blatantly in your face, laughing, celebrating, saying, I hope he is in hell and I hope his family gets killed next. And, all of that stuff. Then you got the other ones who are in the media or in office on the Democrat side who say, I do not condone this and political violence of any type is unforgivable and it is unnecessary and it is not to be accepted and da-da-da-da-da. But Charlie Kirk did say some, inflammatory things and blah, 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 blah. I don't believe in it. He was wrongly killed, and I was actually I was fond of Charlie Kirk whenever I met him, and I don't think he should have been killed. But, or however, you must take into consideration that blah, 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 blah. No. You can't have it both ways. You can't say he shouldn't have been killed and then have a but or a however behind it. It doesn't work that way. You either think he should have been killed or you don't. And to me, if you're not out saying blatantly that you are against the death of Charlie Kirk and the assassination of Charlie Kirk without anything coming behind it, then you're part of the problem. You are part of the problem. And I don't see how we, the people on our side, aka the civilized people, can do anything to try and find unity with lunatics. I just don't see it. So that's it for tonight. The abbreviated version, the football season version of the TJ Ritchie Show. Thank you for listening. Mark Levin's next. God loves you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. I'll see you tomorrow night. Hey, it's TJ, and yes, my new political show is on. It's every weeknight from 7 until 9 on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT. So go ahead and add TJ Ritchie to your home screen on the phone and download the WBT app. You can make a huge positive impact on members of our military by sending them something from Hero Care Packages. Save 10% right now at tjritchie.com/deals with the code TJ. Let them know how much we appreciate them with Hero Care Packages.